Welcome back to Mad Max Saga, where I play Mad Max and talk about random things. Today, Thanksgiving, and because I am thankful for all of you viewing our shows and keeping my channel alive, I'm just going to release another episode of this to just to say thanks. And you know, like I said before, if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, nothing wrong with that. Just enjoy the show anyway. But I'm thankful for all of you, and hopefully you have been enjoying the show. It's been a long time since I've played this, and the driving in this game, I forget how touchy it is, and I am just slinging all over the place. So have fun watching that. You know, I've said before in other shows, like I'm not a professional gamer by any means, and right now I'm getting used to a new control scheme and a new controller and new sensitivities. So enjoy me just running over everything for a little bit. So we're gonna look at the cutscene, and then we'll talk about something.
When you're ready, Saint, my holy hideout awaits. Come and see, O Saint. The dream, the hallucination become truth. The angel made steel. By the fire that moves the piston, by the tranny on all high, by the cam and the U-joint blessed be, there she lies, the magnum opus. There she is.
This ain't a car. It's just a mess of parts.
No. She's knowledge from the numinous, divinely inspired. She wills herself upon this world. Look! See? Here, divine meets tri-shaft in a symbiosis of faith. Modded and made to measure. You want some of that old-time religion, huh? I got a classic whammy turbo high dog, huh? Hell yeah! Bulletproof and torture tested. Aesthetically upgraded with chum bucket overdrive. Coils, and springs, shocks, and links too.
It's gonna be 8 cylinders, nothing less.
We will get there, yes. First, we have to get her beautificial body.
Show me where it is.
Yes? Come, no time like the present. Come on, Saint. We must go.
All right. So something they did with this game that I actually truly enjoy is Chumbucket. He has a particular brand of speech that just fits this universe so well, and it's something that you have to worry about as to whether or not they get right when it comes to the Mad Max universe, especially when you're this far into the Mad Max universe. So I was doing some research to try to figure out where this actually takes place in the storyline, the Mad Max storyline.
And fuel. Unfortunately,
there's a I don't know, there's a level of confusion is trying to say like when the movies took place, because if you look up when Fury Road took place, okay, they're going to say it took place in between 1 and 2. That's their answer for it. But in the third movie, you have Bartertown, which at least for the longest time was considered to be the first town or the only town. So in this you have at least Gastown, and if this is the Fury Road universe, which it is, the War Boys, Gavin Scrotus, and all of that, that means you have the Bullet Farm and Valhalla as well. So and effectively you should have Bartertown somewhere in here. The problem I have with them talking about the timelines for Mad Max, and especially the timeline for Fury Road, is that they're trying to put it way earlier. And I understand that, like the actor's younger than Mel Gibson was in Thunderdome. That being said, for the fan theories and stuff on the movies, I've truly enjoyed the fan theories for these, and one of the best fan theories that I ever saw was that Fury Road actually takes place long after Thunderdome and long after the original Max is dead, and that Max has become a moniker more than a single person.
Keep your eyes peeled.
There was a decent amount of theory that the wild child from Road Warrior, who had the music box at the end of Road Warrior, later grew up to become Max from Fury Road, long after Max was gone. That he became Max. I like that theory, and it makes the timelines work for me, because there are things in Fury Road that couldn't be in existence in the time frame that the movie creators want it to be, based on stuff that they've already said. So it's one of those things where it's like, come on guys, like, get it figured out. But in either case, this is actually supposed to take place after Mad Max and before Road Warrior. And I guess in turn, so would this particular game, even though they say that it doesn't fit in chronologically anywhere. It obviously fits in somewhere chronologically, or Scabrous Scrotus wouldn't be dead, and you wouldn't be fighting the rest of the War Boys and the small warlords who are trying to take his place in Valhalla. The Bullet Farm wouldn't exist. The Gas Town wouldn't exist. So it does exist. It's just not part of canon. And in that regard, I like to view this as not being, or in my time frame, as being after Thunderdome.
What a great bounty.
But if we're talking about Mad Max, we're talking about the movies.
Demolish.
There were a lot of people who were worried about the new Mad Max movie. I truly enjoyed it. I thought they did a great job. I thought the actor played Max very well. I wish he would have spoke more.
Way to the brim.
But he didn't, and that's fine. But I wish he would have had a little bit more to say. But the original Mad Max, I saw this movie when I was first,
He's full.
I don't know, 6, 7 years old, something like that. And I absolutely fell in love with the universe and the way that it evolved from there. Mad Max has always been, in my opinion at least, the best version of the apocalyptic future that I see, unless you're talking about like a zombie apocalypse or something like that. It's a completely different type of apocalypse. But this is an apocalypse where we have messed up. We have destroyed the world, and we're having to live with the remnants of it. That being said, the original Mad Max movie, and like a lot of people, I think when they think back to Mad Max, they think of things like Fury Road or Thunderdome or Road Warrior, and they forget that the original Mad Max, you actually have a semblance of society left in that film. Mad Max was a cop. And they were trying to keep the crazy from getting out of control, and they were failing at that miserably.
So let's make this one count.
And that's something that I've always enjoyed, is that this devolved slowly. Yeah, the seabeds are drying up. Yes, the nuclear wars are happening, and so the original Mad Max is at the very beginning of that. Or, well, towards the tail end of that, after the bombs have fell, but before society fell after it. And you have a situation that, like, you've got in the original movie. So in Mad Max, biker gang ends up killing Max's family after he kills a couple of them, puts some of them in jail and whatnot, or tries to put them in jail, and the courts prevail, and everything's corrupt. The world's falling apart. Okay, and that's what drives him mad. And he goes after and hunts them all down and kills them all. That is basically the whole movie. Like, in a nutshell, like, there's some more nuanced stuff. There's a little bit more insight into who Max is and who Max was as a person. But that's the movie in a nutshell. You see what drove Max mad, and by the time you make it to Road Warrior, the world has fallen, and he is alone and traveling and trying to make his way in the world the best way he can. So, like, it's I don't know. I've always enjoyed this this whole universe and this storyline, and this game, for the first time ever, has given me the opportunity to actually live a piece of this universe. And I think they did such an amazing job with this game in that regard. And as I think, if maybe some of you will remember, I played a few episodes, or I played a few hours of Rage back when the channel first started, and I was hoping that it would scratch that itch, that Mad Max itch, and it's an interesting world. Don't get me wrong. They did okay for an apocalyptic universe, a Mad Max clone. But it's not Mad Max, and that's what I said. If I ever got the opportunity to play Mad Max for the channel, I would. And so this show is for me, and hopefully you all enjoy it. But this show was for sure like my bit of fun. So forgive me my enjoyment. Man, I'm just getting blown all to hell, aren't I? Yee-hee. It'd help if I could drive better. I will say this is actually quite comical to me. So this car, and I don't know if this is their attempt to try to make a real feel to the way the car is, but this car is insanely unwieldy right now. Once you put the body on it, and at least this is how I remember it, and I'm hoping it's still that way. Once you put the body on it, and this is what we're here to do now, once you put the body on this car, it becomes more wieldy. Like, the weight of the body actually affects the car itself. And so that's kind of cool, honestly. Like, I like that. But right now, this car is so hard to drive, it's not even funny.
Get the car in place down here. I'll lower the body onto it.
Yes. She'll be ready, as I will.
But I like the, and the V8, man. It's all about the V8, and that's how the original movie was. You wanted that V8 engine and all of that. It was a muscle car palooza.
Something here.
All the way, right? Like,
Maybe I could zip down this.
and I can. Another few things, like, if you've never played this game, you should pick up this game. You can get it digital for like $20, or you can go to somewhere like Game Exchange or GameStop and pick it up for like $5, most likely. But if you've never played this game and you like any kind of driving / fighting games, you should pick this game up. It is a lot of fun. Like, few things that I like about the game itself, though, aside from them nailing the universe, and they absolutely nail the universe. But it's kind of a territory game, man. Like, so there's plenty of missions, and I'm playing through missions right now because I need to level up a little bit, and I need to get the car and all of that. So, like, the beginning of the game is definitely railroady. But later on, I'm going to pick up this scrap and then pick the body for my car. In either case, later on, though, once you get past the full opener, it's a little open worldy. You can drive anywhere as long as you can get there. You know, but you can pretty well drive anywhere. And from there, you can you know, like, you don't have to just follow the missions. If you need scrap, you can go scrap hunting, and you can just find a random patrol on the road, and you can take them all out, or you know, you can knock down stuff and claim territory. Basically, your job, aside from the main missions, is to reclaim territory and take down the influence of the War Boys and other gangs. And the game really doesn't care how you do that, as long as you do that. Now, there are benefits to getting at least some control over a territory when you first get to it, as early as possible. You're going to see a weird cut here. I misread the button that it's telling me to push right here to avoid this person, and pulled the wrong trigger and died immediately. So I went ahead and cut that. I will absolutely leave in deaths. Like I said before, I am by no means a pro gamer or anything like that. I'm going to die. I'm not the best gamer. I game for fun mostly. And hopefully you guys enjoy watching me fail on numerous occasions, because it will happen in this game. I am starting to figure out my button scheme, though, and get out of the way of things and block things more. I really whooped their tails here, where they've been just kicking the shit out of mine. So yeah, there it is. Figure out where I was going. But in either case, if you're just looking for a good time, like I said, this game came out in 2015. I still think it looks pretty good for as old as it is. Like, they did a really good job with it, but on top of doing a good job with it, it's a fun game to play. And if you just want something fun to do, to just enjoy yourself for, you know, little bits at a time here and there, or even just sit down and just hammer through this game, it is an absolute blast to play. You've always got something going on, like this crap here. You've got controls for your car. As long as you've got bullets, you can do things with your car, with your gun. There's so many upgrades that you can make to it. It is an absolute blast, and there is just so much to do. There's races. There's you can headhunt. Here we go. Good example. Boom. Full car straight up. Now, if I was out on the actual road, I could go back to these cars at any time and like collect scrap from them because I've destroyed them. In either case, though, you can, you know, there's races, there's missions where you can headhunt, like like caravans worth of cars. There's basically patrols with like 10 cars in them, and there's a really stout, strong car in there that you can hunt down, and you get special benefits from hunting down those cars. know, there's clear missions. There's little stuff in the middle of nowhere that you can just explore and get scrap from and other things from. It is an absolutely wonderfully fun game, and there's a lot to do in it. So I suggest picking it up.
Something's loose. I can fix it now if you stop. Or later at my sanctum. It's your choice.
Oh no, he's fixing his car. We need
It
a
needs
fix.
repairs now.
In either case, I hope you've enjoyed your holiday. Whether you celebrate or not, I hope you've had a wonderful Thanksgiving Day. And please enjoy the show and enjoy me talking about nothing for 20 minutes at a time. We'll talk about some other apocalyptic movies and stuff and whatnot in the future, but hopefully you enjoy this type of material. This is definitely better than the Rage show I was doing. Not that Rage was a bad game, it didn't do for me what I needed it to do for me, and this game does. Because this is what I was trying to do the whole time, was get back into that Mad Max universe with Rage, and it just wasn't there. So either way, hopefully you enjoy it. We'll see you next Thursday. It's going to come out regular on Thursdays, and thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and happy Thanksgiving.